Good afternoon, Fantasy Bay. Mike Williams here with another Week 11 game preview. And today we're going to be going over the Ravens versus the Texans. Let's get it started. This game is supposed to be the future of football. Running quarterbacks, very talented. These two guys, Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson are going to be a staple in this league for the next 10 years. As long as they can stay healthy, these two are two of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I'm very, very excited about the future of this league. I can't wait for this game. The Ravens have a great defense, and their offense is amazing, giving their defense plenty of time to rest up. Deshaun Watson, the things that he's done in the last 2 years, absolutely phenomenal. He doesn't have Will Fuller this week, unfortunately, but I do think that he still has a great game. Let's get into the matchup. So this is going to be a Sunday game at 1. The spread is -4 Ravens. The over/under is 51.5 points. So they have a very high over/under, and they think that the Ravens are going to win by more than a field goal. Well, let's get started with the Ravens. Man, Lamar Jackson is absolutely special. That spin move he put on the Bengals last week was a work of art. It was absolutely amazing watching three dudes just slide this way and Lamar be like, whoop, right around them. Fantastic. The week before that, he played against the Patriots. Nobody plays well against the Patriots, right? The Patriots are the team that nobody can beat. Nobody can do anything against them this year. Lamar Jackson says, hold my beer. He had 30 points against the absolutely amazing Patriots defense. 38 fantasy points, or 30 fantasy points. That's absolutely ridiculous. 2 rushing touchdowns. Anyways, that's enough about Lamar Jackson. All of you are starting Lamar Jackson. He's an absolute beast. He's a top 3 play this week. Obviously, he's in your lineup. Now, someone you may have a question about is Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown is a very, very talented wide receiver. Some may call him Hollywood. Hollywood Brown is going to have a great game this week. The Texans are giving up the 4th most fantasy points to wide receivers at 27.7. I'm seeing 2 bombs from Lamar Jackson to Hollywood Brown, and I think that Hollywood might actually end up with a touchdown in this game. I like Hollywood Brown as a wide receiver too. High-scoring game. He doesn't have much competition for targets. He's fast as hell, so check out for him. I'm not going to be playing Willie Snead, though. Just want to throw that out there. Let's get to the running back position. Mark Ingram's been pretty solid recently. 5 points, 14, 9. He doesn't have too much competition. I think that he has a decent game against the Texans, but I don't think that he runs all over them. The Texans are the 8th toughest team against the running back, only allowing 16 fantasy points a game. I think that he's probably going to end up with about 12 fantasy points. I have him as a running back 2. Not touching the other running backs. Mark Andrews is a start every week. He's been up and down recently, but he had a fantastic game last week against Cincinnati. I love Mark Andrews. You have to play him every week. I have him as a top 5 play. And you may not want to start the Ravens, but if you're super desperate, like me, I'm starting the Ravens in like 2 or 3 of my leagues because I love their matchups moving forward, and I think that they can have an okay game against the Texans. I don't think that the Ravens defense gets destroyed by them. I think that the Ravens defense is figuring it out. They're starting to get better, and I think they'll be fine. That being said, Deshaun Watson, rough matchup for him. The Ravens are 9th against the quarterback. Don't care. Starting Deshaun Watson. I think that he still has a great game. He's been playing very well. 23 points, 33, 17. I like Deshaun Watson, and I think he's going to be a great play this week. I have him as a top 4 pick play this week. I may not play him in daily because the Ravens defense is very solid, but in season long, you're obviously playing him. Same with DeAndre Hopkins. He's an absolute monster. You're going to play him. No one sits D-Hop, of course. But I do want to temper your expectations because the cornerbacks are only allowing 22 fantasy points a game. That's 19th in the league. So it's pretty much middle of the pack. I'd watch out for that. Unfortunately, Will Fuller is out this week. He looks like he's getting close to being back. He started going to practice. I think Kenny Stills fills this role, and I wouldn't be surprised if Stills got a nice pass downfield. Like one nice 40-yarder. I think that he's been filling in well for Fuller, and I think that he has an okay game this week. Carlos Hyde. I actually think that Carlos Hyde has been doing better than most people had expected he would do. He had 15 fantasy points last week, 8 and 3. The 3 was terrible, but Indy's pretty good at defending the run. So is Jacksonville and Oakland. I don't know what the hell happened in Oakland, but I think Carlos Hyde is going to be a low-end running back 2. No, sorry. I have him more as a flex play. I think that he's more of a high-end flex play. I'm not trying to start him, but if you're desperate, I think that he'll be all right. He'll get you about 10. Duke Johnson's going to catch the ball more, so I'd probably want to play him a little bit more. I have him as a flex play as well. I actually would take Hyde over Duke Johnson, but I do think Duke Johnson's being involved in the passing game is very viable. Last 2 games, 5 receptions, 4 receptions. They weren't getting him involved in the passing game earlier this year, but I think that if they keep this trend, 5, 4, maybe 6, maybe 4, I'm fine with that from a running back. I think that would be really solid if he keeps getting like 7 to 10 touches on the ground and then 3 to 5 catches in the air. Very solid. So I think Duke Johnson's all right. Darren Fells and Aiken, I mean, flip a coin. They're going to catch one of them. One of these guys are going to catch a touchdown, probably. And if they don't, then they're not going to be very useful because that's pretty much what they do. They catch touchdowns, and that's how they're viable. Fells in week 8 had a very good game. 6 receptions, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. But week 9, 1 reception, 1 yard, touchdown. Week 7, 2 receptions, 27 yards, no touchdowns. So, I mean, I don't think they're the most reliable thing in the world. You're pretty much looking for a touchdown. And I think that that's going to do it, Fantasy Bay. If you have any questions, don't forget to hit me up. Check out the rest of my videos for the other preview breakdowns. Check out my social media down below. And if you have any questions, I want to really emphasize, hit me up. I'll ask me anything. All right. Good luck this week. Fantasy Bay, Mike Williams, I'm out.